Oh, hi, well, it's Susie Crew again from Esoteric Trading Solutions. I hope you're all well for this Sunday night Australian time. Just like to go over the technicals. Yeah, please look after yourselves, be empathetic to the people around you, and be kind to yourself. And yeah, and please do what you want to do because life is really, really short. Again, just want to look at the technicals, want to get through this a lot quicker than what I've been doing because it is going on a bit long. My apologies for that. Bitcoin, just on the 4 hourly, does look very overbought to me, but again, it's still got the parasolic SAR is saying up, up. Have got a little red here, so we'll just have to see where that's at. Has been hitting a wall of selling around 11,500. It'll be interesting to see if it stops there or whether it goes through it, but the trade might be to sell around that level again. If we look at the MACD down here, it is fairly toppy, and also this is starting to wane a little bit, so we'll just have to see where it's at. I certainly wouldn't put on new longs here. I would just wait to see if there is some fallback on this. So also, if I was long Bitcoin, I might take a little bit off at the moment. It is very much overbought. As you can see way back here, where we got less than like a month ago, it was down at 6,400. So it has had a very big rally. But there are 2 forks coming, which is going to make it even probably rally higher. And CME and NASDAQ are talking about Bitcoin futures. So there's a lot of reasons why Bitcoin could have much more in its tank to rally. So I certainly wouldn't be going short. I might take a little bit off the top, but not too much, just to see where it's going. Might come back to 10,500, but I think overall the big picture is up. There's no doubt about that. Let's have a look at the daily very quickly. Yeah, well, actually, it's interesting you've got the parabolic SAR sell here, so that's quite interesting. Plus, the histogram, it looks very, very toppy. Volume's starting to come down a little bit. So, you know, again, I would probably look to take a little bit off the top and just see where it goes. But I certainly wouldn't be short overall. I'd still be long Bitcoin, but maybe just take a little bit off the top if you've got a lot of Bitcoin. Let's look at LTC, USD. Litecoin. Litecoin I like, actually. I do like Litecoin. The silver of Bitcoin, as they say. Parabolic SAR is moving up, saying a buy. The previous high was 103. It could possibly get through that. Hit resistance point is 101.74. And if we look at these are still up, but we need to see if it can get through that resistance again of 102, and see if it can go through there. Let's go on the dailies. Again, Litecoin looks like, to me, it can get on the dailies to 107, maybe even potentially 109. So support is at 98.54. Got to get through resistance on the 4 hourly at 102. It does look like it wants to go a little bit higher to me, so possibly 110 on that. And the MACDs aren't overbought here, so it's still going up. So I think Litecoin could probably move higher in the scheme of things. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum hasn't done so well of late. Ethereum's got a sell on the daily. Done quite a bit of volume, got sold off at this level here, 519 all the way down to 403. Huge volume there. Still got a sell on this. Again, these are starting to move down. This is starting to go red. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly on Ethereum. Here we go. This is resistance on the Ichimoku. Has got a buy on the 4 hourly. So I'm probably in a bit of no man's land here with Ethereum. Could potentially go back up to 488, maybe even 520, but I'd be looking for a short sell on that, unless it goes through with volume. I'd be looking to resell that. It has been lacking a bit lately. Let's have a look at Ethereum Classic. On the 4 hourly, still at a buy zone here. Has gone red. It's got to get through resistance here of 29.80, 29.879. If it gets through there, obviously it will take out the top again, and probably possibly look for a short-term sell on that thing. Let's just go down to the daily on this one. I like to look at the daily and the 4-hourly. These are the time frames I use. Still in a buy zone on the daily, so just I'd wait and see if it gets through that 31.66. May try to get up that 32.625. So just got to see on that. This looks quite good on the daily here, just the histograms, MACD, and the moving averages. So this one could potentially break out. That looks like a flag. Yeah, I'd be probably a bit reluctant to sell ETC at this stage. I'm probably, if you're long, I'd probably still go with that just to see where it goes, actually. All right, let's have a look at SEC USD. I like to look at the technicals to see what's happening. These are just pure technical trades. Daily on the ZEC, it's got a sell on the parabolic SAR. This MACD is almost flat lining, moving down. Let's have a look at the 4 hours. 4 hours support is at 327.41. Big resistance level on the Ichimoku is 351.15. I think we say if it holds, just the way I look at technicals, if it holds 327.88, looks like it may go higher, possibly to take out those highs again, 363.72. But if it doesn't hold that support level there around 328, 327.88, something like that, then obviously it's a new sell, pretty much so. So let's go and have a look at Monaro. These are the indicators I use. Obviously, people can use their own indicators. Some people don't use any indicators at all, but I've been using these indicators for years. So Monaro on the 4 hourly has to break resistance at about 201 on the 4 hourly. Let's have a look at the daily on that one. Have been given a slight sell on that, but Monaro looks pretty good. I think it could potentially get up to 228.435. So a break of that resistance could see it up a lot higher. So it's got fairly strong resistance here, but looking at this volume is rising here particularly. So it does look like it can go a bit higher Monaro from here. That's how my view anyway. Other people might look at technicals and have a completely different view, but this is pretty much what I look at. Dash lately it was performing very, very well. When the market was down, Dash was up, and then just of recent times it started to underperform a little bit. There is obviously a lot of resistance around that 800, 805, something like that. You can see the market's reached there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 or 11 times. So plus the MACD is showing that the buying pressure is dissipating, and this has crossed over and gone red. So on the 4 hourly, let's have a look at the daily on Dash. Interesting. Dash is going to be very interesting. I think the thing is with Dash, for me personally, I wouldn't get long Dash unless it broke that resistance level, the previous around that 804, 805. If it breaks that, clearly it's going to go a lot higher. But the MACD, the moving average accumulation indexes are saying that it is starting to wane. So be careful with Dash. It's a bit hard at the moment. Let's have a look at Ripple. I always get very disappointed with Ripple because it never does too much, and it's in this tight range and just drives me mad. Seriously, and again, we've got the same story. So, the trading range seems to be 29 to what? It's a new trading range of about, say 23, something like that. So it just annoys me. I'm not going to spend too much time on Ripple because I've got that in my investment portfolio. So let's have a look at IOTA. It's been interesting of late too. Now, IOTA, again, has a lot of problem with wallets, particularly when you try to move the IOTA cryptocurrency out of your wallet and put it into an exchange. Half the time it doesn't get there, and there's good reason for that. The IOTA will only it only allows you to send to one deposit address, and then you've got to change that again, and then you also have to send it on a different protocol as well. So new person buyer, beware when you do a transfer. If it's not done properly, you can actually lose your IOTA. So on the daily, resistance is at 165. Has done a lot of volume just of recent time to get up to this level here, 148. Still looks like it's rising on the daily. Let's have a look at the quarterly. Sorry, the 4 hours, I should say. Resistance is here right now at 162. It does look very strong to me. It's done a lot of volume, seriously, a massive amount of volume. So again, if it breaks that 162, you could literally get it to about $2. Next level is 180. So let's go up to the weekly on that. Let me just have a quick look at the weekly on this. Gosh, looks like it's parabolic straight up. Interesting. Yeah, it's a hard one. Look, it's gone up with a lot of volume. Wow, I wouldn't want to short it, that's for sure. If I had some IOTA, I'd be letting some go, but not everything at this stage. Let's have a look at EOS. Wow. The weekly, if that's correct, 550 on the weekly is where it could get to on the weekly. On the daily, the daily, again, resistance right here, right now, is 385. It's just shown as a red candle there. These are still moving up. These indices here, the accumulation indices and everything. Let's have a look at the 4 hours on that. Looks like it's starting to top out, but let's just see if it breaks at 385 on the way down. If it holds 385 for more than 1 or 2 days, there's a potential that this thing could go higher, so I'd be careful on this one as well. And let's have a look at sand. Now, sand is something interesting. This thing's gone from 25 cents to basically 58 to $1.20 to $1.60 to $1.80, and now today it's 228. I don't know what's driving this. I've tried to find some news on sand, and I cannot find anything. So if anyone knows anything, Sentiment Network token, why it's so strong, please, send me an email or something, because I'm really interested to know why, it's gone up with such volume and gusto. If you look at the daily, it's done a lot of volume. Way back here, nothing was going on at all, and then all of a sudden the volume's picked up massively, and it's hitting a resistance level on the daily of 228, which is pretty much where it is at the moment. All these are moving up quite high. Everything looks very, very bullish, I have to say. Let's look at the 4 hourly. Again, looks pretty bullish. Let's take it back. Let's have a look at a week on that. Wow, I mean, that's a parabolic move, just straight up. Unbelievable, with massive volume. You'd expect with parabolic moves that you will get a little bit of a pullback, but if there's something fundamentally that's changed with this token, I don't know what it is, but I'd really like to know what it is. That's pretty much saying to stay with it at this stage. Doesn't seem to be much pullback at all on this, straight up. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. Remember, it was sort of not doing much around that 1250, 1300. So it has bounced off that 1313, and it's now got new support, which was the old resistance at 1547. So, around this level, looks like it could probably potentially get to 1710, and maybe 1767, which is the old high. And if we take it to a daily, it's got that massive sell from 2,800, but it does look like it potentially get to 1726. This has been flat lines, starting to move up, so I think that could probably go higher. Bitcoin Cash, Neo USD on the daily, it's got a sell. Volume has been coming down, as you can see. Volume down. This is starting to move down. The moving averages are down. This has gone negative on the daily. Neo's been underperforming, actually. technically. And again, it's very small resistance here at 38.4. This is starting to move down, flatlining here. This looks like a short-term sell to me, but we'll just have to see on that one. Let's have a look at ETP USD. That's a hard one. Sort of in the middle of no man's land. Sort of got a buy here. This is coming off. This is coming off. Probably stay out of this one. And then this to me looks quite bearish. Actually, this is a negative. Looks like it's sold to me overall. So I'd rather have a sell bias on this rather than a buy bias. Okay, EDO USD. Did we do that one? EDO USD. Okay. Maintaining support here at 213. Let's go back to the 4 hours. Here we go. Got a buy on the 4 hours. Okay, potentially that could get up to first level resistance, 240, something like that. These are starting to move positive. Not much volume though. That's my only problem with this. Yeah, I'm not that convinced. Looks like it could potentially get up to potentially 232 on this. I don't know whether to go higher. I'd really like to see the volume increase on that one. I'd probably have a long bias though, not a short bias on that though, all the same. Let's have a look at ROT USD. These are all contracts on Bitfinex, cryptocurrencies on Bitfinex. This doesn't look very good to me. The 4 hourly is a big sell. This is flatlining, negative. It is seeing a little bit of support here, but not much. Let's go to the daily. Ooh, I don't like that. If it breaks that line there, 20 cents, you could see it down to around 15.80. So I'd have a short bias on that. If you can short sell this, I don't think you can on Bitrex, Bitfinex, I should say. And I think that's pretty much it. There's one I do want to look at, and that's Stellar. Let's have a quick look at that. I thought it was that. Check that out, Stellar. Whoops, what's it called here? Here we go, Stellar. Something different on Trading Views. Wow, okay. Let's have a look at the 4 hour on that. It's got that topping function there. So again, starting to top out at 9 cents, 0.097. So that could potentially come down about 0.0824. This is starting to move down, around the top, rounded. So this is a sell on the 4 hourly for Stellar. Has performed quite well of recent time. And again, this is starting to move down. So it looks like that potentially is a sell at this stage. So I hope that helps. Just a little bit of education on what I use in terms of technical analysis. Most people have their own technical analysis that they like to look at. Some people don't use anything, but I find that this really helps. So I hope this is you get something out of this, and thank you very much for listening. Sorry it's a bit long. My apologies. Bye for now.